Now you had mentioned earlier that the wedge that was driven between you and Dana White was the movie role that you took. Would that be the infamous A-Team role? Would that be?
Yeah, because
by the way, a highly underrated movie. I'm
thank you.
saying
Thank you.
I just watched it this past week. It's a great movie.
Thank you. That movie just had bad timing. It just came at the wrong time. I've been working on doing that movie it was like years in the making, and then when they finally had the schedule to make it, they couldn't reschedule for me. I wasn't a big star. Liam Neeson, I think that's who they was waiting on. Him and Bradley Cooper, their schedules. Like that's what the biggest problem there was with a lot of movies, like the actors' schedules, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I gotta fight. They was like, man, you gotta do this role, or we're gonna pick somebody else. It was the hardest decision ever because I was gonna fight. I did not like Rashad Evans at this time. I'm gonna fight like this guy I really didn't like in my hometown in Memphis, and UFC knew it was going to be like a big thing. I think they was, they go to your hometown, so at first they was kind of like going for me, right?
Was that after the season of Tough?
Yeah, that was after the season of Tough, so it was going to be big. They said, I understand why Dana White was upset. So I'm not faulting Dana for being upset about that because he said they lost a lot of money on that because they were promoting all this stuff, but it's still the pay-per-view really did. The pay-per-view still did really good. We did over 1 million buys for that, but it probably would have been bigger if I would have, took the fight instead of the movie, And I can tell now Dana's still. Every time we talk, every time I do talk to him, he still brings up the A-Team, and I know what it is. I know what it is. He says good things about it. He says good things. He said, but I understand why Dana was upset with me about that because
some people hold grudges.
Yeah, but I was in the wrong. I chose the movie over my day job, but
yeah,
it was just like I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Like this is a weird thing about me. I'm not a big fan of anything. I never really been a big fan of anything. Like I told you, I was a fan of like Ultimate Fighter, the Ultimate Warrior, and all this stuff when I was a kid. But I wasn't like the fan where I had posters and stuff like that, and like knew all their stats and knew everything. I've never been a big fan of anybody like that. But Mr. T, I was.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah, Mr. T. Like, if I was going to be a big fan of anybody, a diehard fan, like I always wanted his van. I still didn't have like that many posters and stuff of him, but I had like different things. But I don't know what my problem is. Maybe I'm a weirdo. I don't know how to be a fan. But I really liked him, and so I couldn't pass up the opportunity. I remember my childhood with my dad. We used to sit there and watch the A-Team together.
Yeah,
and then years later, my dad turned to alcohol and stuff, and he wasn't there anymore. But I was like, I'm going to do this movie to like remember the good times with my dad was there.
Yeah.
And later on in life, my dad, he changed his life around, and he my dad was a big Mr. T fan, A-Team fan, and he came on the movie set. And my dad's a good guy now. He don't drink, he don't even smoke cigarettes anymore. He's a good man, right? And
good for him.
Oh man, he came on the set. And I saw his eyes. He was like, he couldn't believe it. He was like so happy. So,
that's awesome.
That was worth it for me right then and there. That was worth it that my dad could like see something that he never saw, and like it was nostalgic for him to be around the A-Team and the A-Team van. I got an A-Team van, and my dad took it from me. He got it right now.
No kidding.
I mean, that seals the deal, my friend. Like, you made the right decision.
Yeah.
You made the right decision. That to me is worth the price of admission, so to speak. Like, for sure, you made the right decision.